I've always been happy in the work, but I've never been happier. I've got the most interesting, to me, job in the world. I've got people you wouldn't believe that support me. It takes about.
The most important investment you can make is in yourself. According to Warren Buffett, most people waste their greatest asset through impatience and following the crowd. A recent study found that the median net worth of a U.S. family was just $192,900 in 2022, a shockingly low number considering the opportunities available in America. The problem isn't opportunity, it's the financial habits most people don't even realize are holding them back. And today, we're breaking down Warren Buffett's 5 most dangerous wealth-killing habits, the exact traps that keep millions of Americans poor despite working hard their entire lives. If you're ready to build wealth the Buffett way, tap the like button. It really helps more people find these life-changing insights. And make sure you stay until the end for our bonus tip section, where we will share Buffett's most powerful advice about wealth that most financial gurus completely miss.
My assistant hasn't worked the whole time with me, but she went to work for Berkshire when she was 17.
Let me ask you something that might sound strange. Would you rather earn $300,000 a year and spend $301,000? Or earn $50,000 and spend $40,000? Financially speaking, the second person is actually richer. They're building wealth while the first person is going backwards. Warren Buffett still uses a flip phone and eats at McDonald's despite being worth more than the GDP of most countries. Why? Because he understands that wealth isn't about what you earn. It's about the gap between what you earn and what you spend. It's not about how much money you make, but how much money you keep, Buffett explains. These 5 wealth-draining habits aren't rare mistakes made by financial beginners. They're common patterns Buffett has observed in Americans at every income level, patterns that silently steal financial freedom from even the highest earners. Wealth Killer 1. The Zero Balance Mentality. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. This quote captures the essence of Buffett's first and most fundamental teaching about building wealth. When you're trying to improve your financial situation, you simply can't afford to spend every dollar that comes into your hands. Yet that's exactly what's happening in America today. The personal savings rate in the U.S. is at just 4.1% of disposable income, well below pre-pandemic levels, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. What Buffett calls the zero balance mentality is when people spend exactly what they earn, or worse, more than they earn through credit. A person might believe they can spend $1,000 this week if they earned $1,000. But in reality, Buffett knows they can only afford to spend significantly less if they account for unexpected expenses and the critical need to save and invest. This is why Buffett still lives in the same modest house he bought in 1958, despite being worth $162 billion. It's not about being cheap. It's about understanding that every dollar saved and invested is a worker you're sending out into the world to bring back more dollars. For extremely tight budgets, Buffett recommends starting with the pay yourself first principle, automatically saving at least 10% of every paycheck before you pay any bills or make any purchases. Do not save what is left after spending. Spend what is left after saving. This simple flip in thinking is what separates those who will eventually build wealth from those who never will.
So I have to think about big things, and they're limited. I mean, I made money in an entirely different way when I was working with.
Wealth Killer 2. Credit card debt. I've seen more people fail because of liquor and leverage. Leverage being borrowed money. You really don't need leverage in this world much. If you're smart, you're going to make a lot of money without borrowing. Warren Buffett's stance on credit cards couldn't be clearer. Avoid them completely. In a speech Buffett gave at the University of Nebraska, he advised the audience to avoid credit cards, saying, "Interest rates are very high on credit cards. Sometimes they are 18%. Sometimes they are 20%. If I borrowed money at 18% or 20%, I'd be broke." For those trying to build wealth from scratch, credit cards create a dangerous illusion of extra spending power that quickly becomes a wealth-destroying trap. The numbers tell the story. While the average return from the stock market is around 10% annually, credit cards charge 18 to 25% interest. No investment strategy can outrun credit card debt, which is why Buffett says the smartest thing to do with any extra money is to pay off high-interest debt first. When a friend asked Buffett what to do with some money she unexpectedly received, she was likely expecting investment advice for the next hot stock. Instead, Buffett told her something much more valuable: pay off your credit cards immediately. Building wealth becomes mathematically impossible when you're paying 15%, 20%, or even 25% interest on credit cards. Wealth Killer 3: The Flashy Lifestyle Trap. Don't confuse the cost of living with the standard of living. Despite being one of the wealthiest people on the planet, Warren Buffett still enjoys McDonald's hamburgers and cherry Coke. His lack of interest in computers and luxury cars is legendary. Buffett understands something that most people miss. True wealth isn't about what you display. It's about what you own and control. The lifestyle trap manifests in subtle ways: frequent car upgrades, purchasing the latest gadgets, living in a larger house than necessary, designer clothes, and expensive restaurants. Over time, these choices don't just cost money, they cost future wealth. As Buffett warns, if you buy things you don't need, soon you will have to sell things you do need. The math is simple but powerful. Every $100 spent on lifestyle today is $1,000 less in your future, thanks to the power of compound growth. Buffett became a billionaire not by earning billions, but by understanding this principle better than anyone. Whether we're talking about stocks or socks, I like buying quality merchandise when it is marked down, Buffett explains. The less he pays for quality items, the better. But quality remains the priority. The sustainable approach is to live below your means, regardless of income increases. Wealth Killer 4: Failing to diversify. You know, we think diversification is, as practiced generally, makes very little sense for anyone that knows what they're doing. It is a protection against ignorance. This quote might seem surprising coming from Buffett. After all, isn't "don't put all your eggs in one basket" basic financial advice? What Buffett is really saying is more nuanced, and misunderstanding this principle is keeping many Americans from building serious wealth in all areas of their lives. True diversification isn't about blindly spreading your resources across dozens of random opportunities. It's about thoughtful allocation based on deep understanding and expertise. Look at how Buffett approaches his entire life. While he maintains diverse interests, he concentrates his energy on what he truly understands. Whether it's his investments, his time, or his learning, Buffett goes deep rather than wide. For your financial life, this means having multiple income streams, but not so many that you can't excel at any of them. A side business you understand deeply will likely outperform 5 different side hustles you barely have time for. For your career, it means developing specialized knowledge while maintaining adaptable skills. Buffett himself focused intensely on becoming the best investor possible, rather than trying to master multiple unrelated careers. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing, Buffett explains. True diversification provides protection against what you don't know, but it's not a substitute for developing expertise in a few key areas.
They give up. Time is the most precious thing you've got, pretty much. And they do it with time. They are giving something. They're giving something I'm not willing to give.
Time.
That much time to that.
Yeah.
I'd rather give my time to Berkshire.
Wealth Killer 5: Impatience and short-term thinking. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Perhaps no wealth killer is more prevalent in today's instant gratification culture than impatience. Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire overnight. He built his fortune methodically over decades, investing in good businesses and letting compound interest work its magic over time. I think if you're working with a small amount of money, you can make very significant sums, Buffett said at the 2001 Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting. But this requires something most people aren't willing to give: time. Social media feeds us stories of overnight crypto millionaires and 25-year-old tech entrepreneurs making billions. These exceptional cases create dangerous expectations that wealth should come quickly. The reality? Buffett made over 90% of his wealth after age 65, the result of decades of consistent investing and allowing compound growth to accelerate. The average person giving up on an investment strategy after 6 months because it's not working fast enough is surrendering future millions without even realizing it. In Buffett's view, the ideal holding period for a great investment is forever. He's owned shares of Coca-Cola since 1988, over 35 years, and continues to hold because great businesses compound wealth over decades, not months. For those starting with small amounts, Buffett's advice is simple. Choose an affordable company you believe in, then wait for it to work its magic and make lots of money. The key word being wait. True wealth isn't built in days or months. It's built in decades. And now, as promised, welcome back to our bonus section. According to Warren Buffett, invest in as much of yourself as you can. You are your own biggest asset by far. Buffett understands something profound that most financial advice misses. Your greatest wealth-building tool isn't stocks, real estate, or cryptocurrency. It's you. Anything you do to improve your own talents and make yourself more valuable will get paid off in terms of appropriate real purchasing power, Buffett explains. And the returns? Anything you invest in yourself, you get back tenfold. Unlike other investments, nobody can tax it away. They can't steal it from you. This means investing in education, skills, health, relationships, and personal growth consistently yields the highest returns over a lifetime. Equally important to Buffett is the principle of giving back. If you're in the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest of humanity to think about the other 99%, he says. Along with Bill Gates, Buffett founded the Giving Pledge, a commitment by billionaires to give away most of their fortunes. While you might not be a billionaire yet, the principle remains. Giving enriches your life in ways money alone never can. True wealth isn't just financial. It's the freedom to live by your values while making a positive difference in the world. These 5 wealth killers aren't just about avoiding mistakes. They're about building habits that serve you at any income level. Because if you can't manage $50,000 a year, you won't manage $500,000 either. If these tips helped you see money differently today, smash that like button and let us know which wealth killer you're committing to eliminate first in the comments below. Hit subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn from the world's greatest investors and build real wealth. Remember, simplify money, Muchafy wealth, one smart decision at a time.